Hello, viewers. Welcome back and welcome to new viewers. This is a request from Montag, I believe is how you pronounce it, an Akashic reading on Michael Cohen and what Michael Cohen came here to learn and experience in this lifetime. So I'm just going to turn the camera down a little here. I've already pulled the Akashic cards. The first card is called Setting Your Course. It's interesting because this, in the reading I did for Donald Trump, this came up as the first card, I believe, if not the first card, the second card. And Setting Your Course, there's a man on the ship with a spyglass. There are two others helping him steer and guide the ship. People lending assistance, and he's looking off to the horizon, to the far horizons. It's a beautiful day. There's wind in the sails. There looks like no obstacles on the course. And this man, the captain, was destined to be wealthy in this lifetime. He's someone who can look to the far horizons and see where things need to move and where the calmer waters can be and where opportunities are. These assistants, these people helping him, can't see because they don't have a spyglass. So they're depending on him to guide and steer. And it tells me two things about Michael Cohen. First, that he was probably meant also to be wealthy in this lifetime if he didn't go into the role of, one of the helpers. And, if you're in the role of one of the helpers, then you're depending on this captain to steer true and to steer, to guide with clear vision, clear skies and clear vision. Now, there's wind, represented in this card also, air. Trump is a Gemini. He's an air sign. I'm not sure what Michael Cohen is, but Trump is an air sign. And air signs are good communicators. They're good speakers, but they can also get pumped up with hot air. So you have to, be discerning when you're dealing with someone like this. So I feel like Michael Cohen, in becoming a subordinate of this person, someone helping this person as opposed to steering his own ship, missed out on the opportunity to do as well in life as he could have. He went into this supporting role. Now, the obstacle to this card is what the spyglass is pointing to, and the spyglass is pointing to the King of Scrolls. The King of Scrolls, he's in his garden, this beautifully manicured garden. He has scrolls on the bench, and he's holding a scroll. So he's, in general, a learned man, whether it's from reading or from life experiences. He's someone who is well educated. But he's also a great communicator. So, again, Michael Cohen getting caught up in this great communicator who, he had all these fascinating discussions with. This person, can be really interesting to sit and talk with, but you have to have clarity about who you are as a person and think things through, before you listen to this person so that you know if what they're saying resonates with truth with you. This communicator, he's also an overthinker. He thinks he has all this knowledge and he can be an overthinker. And it's someone who can be predisposition to losing his position in life. So I find that interesting. Someone who overthinks and communicates way too much that he may be predispositioned to actually lose his position in life. So, what Michael Cohen needed was his own clarity and to be grounded and stand in his own truth and what he felt resonated with him. The next card is called the Queen of Forces. The Queen of Forces, this woman who has one hand under the sun and one hand under the moon, it's about power and peace. And it's also, the sun is about creativity. The moon is about receptivity. So knowing when to create and knowing when to receive. Obviously, it's about balance, which is interesting since Michael Cohen is a lawyer, can also kind of represent the scales of justice here. Lady Justice. When you're standing balanced in this, that's where true power comes from. When you're not given to being left in the dark or the mysteries of the night or the secrets, and not standing too much in the sun where you're always in the spotlight and always, being a celebrity, so to speak. With true power comes from finding balance in life. And this is where Michael Cohen, I feel like he needed to stand in his own energy and his own support and not look to pleasing others or taking on others' energy. And it's also about speaking up for yourself, demanding respect and setting boundaries. Setting boundaries, like I'm not going too far here, I'm not going too far here. I'm setting boundaries between night and day, power and peace, and knowing how to set those boundaries. Yeah, that's really, to me, the central card in this whole reading. And funny, it came up in the center of the cards. That's just so much of what has caused Michael Cohen issues. The next card is called Caught in the Ruins, and it's about imprisoning yourself, basically. Imprisoning yourself, whether in your mind or in your actions, through what you've done and not staying balanced and getting suckered into someone who can talk a good talk and maybe misguided the ships. He caused his own imprisonment. Now this imprisonment, it's twofold. This imprisonment of the mind and can be a physical prison. So he needed to find that balance. He needed to understand himself better and find his own true power to keep out of this prison in his mind. Because if you go too far one way or the other in your mind, too much dark or too much light, it can stir up a lot of negative emotions and things. Yeah, I'm feeling from the energy from the card that, he was almost predestined to go to prison if he didn't balance things earlier in his life. He was almost predestined, to go to prison. And then the final card is also balance. So this is the Seven of Forces, forces again, wind, hot air, and finding your own balance in that. So, it's interesting because there's scales of justice on the table here. And, Michael Cohen, being a lawyer, worked within the justice system. He knew how it worked within the legal system. And now he's come up against the justice system in his own life. justice is energy, and everything is energy. And this card is about releasing your desire for revenge or anger, as well as finding balance in your own life. And also seeing, this beautiful, soft, golden sunlight coming through the window, allowing that soft, divine energy to come in and help you to find balance. So I feel like, even though he's going to jail, he's going to have a lot of time to think of things through, and he's going to rediscover his own balance. The last card I want to look at here, on the bottom of the deck we have the Akashic Library. And the Akashic Library, is where all knowledge, all wisdom is kept. Everyone's past, present, future lives, all the information, all the experiences that we've all had. It's all stored here, and there's a scribe here. Now, the other thing about this card that it can implicate, as well as the King of Scrolls, is someone who's really good at writing. And the energy I'm feeling off of this is, Michael Cohen's going to have a lot of time when he's in prison, and trying to find his balance. And again, there's books, all behind here too, expressing more wisdom and more knowledge that can be gained. I feel like he's going to write a book about this whole experience. He's going to add to the Akashic Library from his own experiences. I'm just going to go back to the Queen of Forces for 1 minute, something else that's jumping out at me. It's a queen, it's feminine energy, and we all contain masculine and feminine energy. So when you have early in your life all this masculine energy, and not always in a positive way coming in, one of the ways that you can balance your energies better is tapping into the feminine energy. The feminine is more nurturing, supports the soul expression more. And that's something that, I'm even feeling his wife's energy off this, that she may have helped guide him into coming out and trying to balance the scales of justice again. Just to kind of clarify a few more things, I just want to lay 3 cards for Michael Cohen, past, present, future. Retreat on the bottom of the deck. Oh, look at the cat hair on it, sorry. Retreat on the bottom of the deck. Yes, he may be going in prison, but isolation is not always a bad thing. It gives us time to think and ponder what's going on in life. He, in the past, he lived life too fast, in the fast lane, too fast, and wasn't able to steer the chariot. He lived too fast. In the present, he's focused on the money, and interesting, because I laid it right over the card that I said almost felt like his wife energy too. He's worried about his family financially, and how they're going to make it while he's in prison. But he is overcoming obstacles. He is climbing to higher ground in the future. He's still, even as he's climbing to higher ground, he's still going to have a lot of arrows or spears, pointed at him. But he is climbing to higher ground. Now I hope he also gets protection, especially once he's out of prison. I hope he is given protection. And even now, before he goes in, I hope he's protected. And yeah, he's got decisions to make. Yeah, the government, I feel like, is going to give him some protection. So he's concerned, about where he's going to be financially after this, because he's off the Trump money train. He's off that vehicle and living in the fast lane, and going to take things slower and be more guarded. He's going to be more guarded and not let someone else misdirect him in life. But I do feel like there's a book coming in the future. Well, and I also am feeling a lot of legal books that will be written about this whole experience, that will be studied in law schools. Precedents will be set, in the government for what's going on. So the general feeling I'm getting from this is that, he knows he was misguided in his past, and he decided, to find his balance again, even though it meant he was going to prison. Again, balance here, to get balance back into his life and get off the fast track, and allow a time for his life to calm down and not have to live in fear all the time, or worry, or doing things illegally, and all of those things. So yeah, he'll be retreating, but he's going to learn a lot while he's retreating. Anyway, if you like this reading, please click the like button. Thank you, Montag, for requesting the reading. You know how I love to do the Akashic readings. Tied a little bit of the Rider-Waite tarot deck in with this, but this is one of my favorite types of readings to do. It's very enlightening, and for us, we can learn so much from watching these other people and the mistakes that they've made, and grow in our own lives, and learn to find balance in our own lives, and learn to have clarity. If you've got somebody who's a good talker in your life, if you're balanced, you'll find the clarity to know and be discerning of, are they speaking truth, or are they leading you down the path that's not right? The King of Scrolls can be a very wise man that you learn a lot from, but you have to be discerning. You have to have the balance to be discerning and not get sucked into the money trail. And it's not all about the money. It's not all about the money. So that's it. Anyway, thank you again. If anyone else has any requests that they would like for me to read on, especially with the Akashic deck, please let me know in the comments below. I do try to read the comments and see what everyone has to say. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.